Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adam, and if you love luxury fashion, then you're definitely going to love my channel, so make sure you like, subscribe, and check out my Instagram below for all of the latest updates, and today let's get right into it. So in today's video, I want to discuss, is Chanel the reason for all of the luxury price increases? Now, it is no secret that Chanel, they do have a yearly price increase, and it really is just getting out of hand. Chanel, they have been doing a yearly price increase on all of their classic handbags, especially the classic flat bag. Now, we all know that the classic flat bag, from the time that it first came out to now, it has such a dramatic price increase. It used to be $250 at one time. I can't even imagine it being that price way back in the day. However, in my day, it was always worth like $2,800 to $3,000. Now it did jump to $5,000 to $10,000 to now $12,000 for my dream Chanel maxi flap bag. And we all know that I do have a Chanel maxi flap. I will have the video right here so you can go ahead and check it out and see if the bag is actually worth it or not. I will say right now that the bag itself, it is worth it. I've always thought that this Chanel bag should be $10,000 because for me, I just always held it to like my holy grail. To be honest, I feel like because Chanel raised all of their prices and do it every year, all of the brands think they can do it. However, there is a difference between Chanel raising their prices and other brands raising their prices. First, discussing the Chanel price increases, we all know that the Chanel Classic Flap, it should be $3,000, now it is $10,000, but the quality is just not there these days. They used to hand make their bags, use real gold, and now everything is done by machine. Sometimes it has like an actual person to finish the actual stitching and make sure it's all perfect and to double check it. I'll be the first person to say that I got so lucky. I did buy this brand new in the boutique for $6,700. This was my most expensive bag that I've ever purchased. I did want it in black, but they didn't have black, so I was like, the pink, it's totally drawn to me. So this was such a good bag for me to pick out, but I got really lucky because this is perfect. Now, one thing is wrong with it. I actually did destroy the bag, and that would be a whole nother video, but I actually fixed it. I just had to like push it down, and it just popped right up. And the quality of this bag is absolutely amazing. This is the best quality bag that I do own, and that is a lot to say when it's coming from a new Chanel bag. So a lot of the times, like, the flaps are just not even like on correctly. So right here will just be totally crooked, and I do have a Chanel vlog where I actually do show you a lot of really crooked bags that cost $6,000, $10,000. And the price is just not worth it. But because Chanel keeps raising their prices, all of the other brands did it too. I want to talk about Prada because, for example, my Prada re-edition right here, brand new after tax, this was $13.75, and that is a really great price point because now this retails for like $1,600 or $1,800. After tax, you'll be paying like $1,800 for it. Is this bag worth $2,000 in the future? 100% absolutely not. I do think this is worth $1,200. It is a great bag for $1,200 and the nylon, but any nylon bags for over $2,000, I really just can't justify that. But at least Prada isn't skyrocketing their prices. So like Chanel, like the Chanel bag went from $5,000 to $10,000. That is insane. But this bag only got raised maybe like $400, which is still a lot of money. But at least it's not, you know, like $10,000 for this bag. My biggest example is my Saffiano leather tote right here, and this is actually extremely heavy right now, but this did cost $3,200 after tax, like 4 years ago when I did buy it. Now this costs $5,000 before tax. The specific size, $5,400. So after tax, you're spending like $5,800 for this bag. It doubled in price. And the only reason this bag doubled in price is because Chanel. The Chanel bag, like I said, used to be $3,000, now it's $10,000. This bag is their holy grail for Prada. This is like the classic flap from Prada. So since the Gallerias are their like most iconic bag, they want to make sure that they are priced the absolute highest. So now, this is one of the most expensive bags you can get from Prada because it's a true iconic bag. All of the Gallerias used to be like $2,000, $3,000. Now they are all $4,000 to $5,000, and it is insane. Even the small ones. This is the largest size you can get besides like going into the travel section. But the other ones, like, would end, like, right here. They're, like, the size small and medium. Even then, they're, like, $3,300, and that is way too much money for it. Now, the bad thing about these bags, they don't have a great resale value, and that's because people just use them like crazy and just throw them everywhere. So if you look online, you can actually find these for, like, $800, but they are all, like, slouched, and they are just, like, not used properly. And this one, I store it properly, I take care of it, so this still looks brand new. So is this bag worth $5,000? 1000% yes. Is it worth $3,000? 1010% yes. I like the $3,000 price point so much better than the 5,000, but overall, this bag is actually good. And unlike Chanel, Prada, they do have great quality. I have never seen anything wrong with Prada before. No crooked logos, no this, no that, no stitching problems. So at least when Prada is raising their price increases, at least it's justified because it's still a great bag and great quality. Now Versace, you know that I absolutely love and adore Versace, and Versace actually has some of the most reasonable price points. When I got this like 2 or 3 years ago, this used to be $3,000. Well, technically 2,800, but after tax, it's like 32. But it's still the same price. Versace has not raised their prices, and that is because nothing's changed. The quality is not getting better. The quality is certainly not worse. I've never had an issue with Versace when it comes to crookedness, slouchiness, anything like that. Versace is always perfect, and their price reflects it. So I do wish more brands were like Versace and just kept it the same. But if you did notice, a brand like YSL actually lowered their prices. So with everyone raising their prices, everything is really getting unattainable, and that's why everybody thinks like luxury fashion and all of that is dying, because the price increases are just going so much higher. But you have to remember that the brands didn't expect normal people to buy the bags anyway. They expected people with money to actually buy the bags. So raising it $1,000, their main clientele who buys it can afford it. But for everybody like me who would love to have a $3,000 bag, but now that 3,000 turns into 5,000, it really does suck. And YSL actually has our backs with that, because YSL, they lowered their prices so more people would be inclined to buy it. And that is a really good thing. So here is a classic YSL bag. It should have always been like $3,000, and it is now still that price. They did raise this bag to like 4,500, but they actually did lower it back to like 3,500. So now it's back to at its normal price. So YSL is actually one of the best brands you could be buying right now, especially for the price point. Amazing quality. I have never heard anything wrong with YSL before, and at least like when they did up their price increases, again, it was justified because the quality was there. So YSL, Versace, amazing brands, amazing price points. Prada is an amazing brand, but their price point is going a lot up, and especially Louis Vuitton. Their prices are going up as well, and I have a whole video about Louis Vuitton that I plan on doing on why you should just avoid Louis Vuitton. Yes, I do have a Keepall. I love it, but I only got this bag because I collect bags because it's like artwork. So this bag to me is like a Picasso hanging on my wall with my initials on it. I've always dreamt of having it in my collection. It's just such like a ride or die piece. I'm like, yay, the little me would be so happy that I finally have it. But is it worth it? It actually isn't, but because it mattered to me for it to be real and to have it, then it is important to me, and it is the right choice to have made. One thing that I have to say though and mention is that there was a new study that shows the Chanel prices in 10 years from now. A maxi flap is going to be $20,000. Imagine thinking $10,000 is a lot and 20,000 in like 10 years to come. That is just really ridiculous. Even Hermes Birkins were predicted to stay the same price at like $12,000, not 20. So imagine the day where it's harder to get a Chanel classic maxi flap rather than a Birkin. When that day comes, everybody's going to be so shocked, but I see it in the future, and tell me if you agree. But with all of that said, do you agree that Chanel is to blame for all of these price increases? Chanel specifically, they're like, okay, hi everybody. So we think our $3,000 bag deserves to be $10,000 because we've read Adam's mind. So all of our bags are now going to be $6,000 to $10,000. It's literally impossible to get a bag from Chanel under $3,000 at this point. And again, I just wish the quality was there to back it up. The quality, it does kind of suck, and I want to know, do you agree on it? So yes, I do think Chanel is the reason that all of the luxury fashion are raising their prices. Everybody wants to be like Chanel, and if Chanel can do it, then they can do it. So that is personally how I feel, but definitely comment down below. Do you agree, and do you think Chanel is the reason to blame? So comment down below on your favorite brands you like to shop at and their price points. Are they raising their price points, or are they lowering their price points, or are your favorite brands staying the same prices? Definitely comment down below. I'm really excited to hear your opinions. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and have a great day. Au revoir.